you can hear me. Oh, that's awesome. Hi, ladies. How's it going?
It's all good. So
Good.
you wanna go and take an introduction around the room?
Yes, please. Yeah. Actually, that's part of my presentation,
All right.
so we
Okay. So
can. It'll tie in nicely.
all right. Sure.
I'm just okay. Let me just make sure my slideshow will work before I share my screen. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay.
Actually, before I do that, I guess yeah, I'll do a quick introduction. I don't know if you introduced me already. They have.
I already have. Don't worry. So
Okay.
Varsha, introduce yourself. Your name and your education.
My name is Varsha. My name is Varsha.
Rosha. Okay.
My name is Sally.
Finally. Okay.
My name is Simrata Sani.
My name is Nisha.
Rosha.
My name is Priya.
Priya. Awesome. Great to meet you. And my name is Ebony.
Ebony.
Ebony. Yeah.
They had a hard time getting
That's okay. All right. I'm gonna share my presentation, and hopefully you guys will be able to see. Okay. Can you see?
Not yet. Yeah, you can see the presentation.
Okay, so today I'm going to introduce or talk about the topic of time management and how important it is to balance your time. So part of the presentation is about it. Like I was going to ask you to introduce yourself with your name and your age. At least now I know your names, but I also wanted to know your age, and I wanted you to tell me what balance means to you and why. So balance meaning you're being able to balance your time. So in that context, and why does it mean that to you?
So you have to tell your age to her. अभी वापस इंट्रोडक्शन करेंगे एंड व्हाट डज बैलेंस मीन टू यू बैलेंस का क्या आपके मायने क्या है बैलेंस आपको बैलेंस टाइम के हिसाब से बैलेंस जो मैंने आपको समझाया था व्हाट डज बैलेंस मीन टू यू एग्जैक्टली इन लाइफ निशा बैलेंस टाइम में बैलेंस टाइम का बैलेंस करना व्हाई इज इट इम्पोर्टेंट हाउ इज इट इम्पोर्टेंट huh? Yes. So she's saying that it basically helps her manage her time throughout the day and keeps her mind free.
Ah, good, very good. Keeps your mind free. Very good. Okay, what else?
और कोई दिमाग खाली रहता है और क्या
दिन का वो पूरा रूटीन बना के फिर उसके बाद उसके हिसाब से काम करते तो फिर जब भी खाली
ज़्यादा-
टाइम मिलता है तो हम अपने आप को अच्छा महसूस करते हैं और माइंड एकदम फ्रेश रहता है.
So yeah, she's saying the mind stays free and you feel refreshed. Basically, you feel energetic throughout the day because
Very good.
yeah, you're not spending time planning your day and whatever.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, and go ahead.
No, she's shy. She don't say anything.
That's okay. In the interest of time, I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, sure.
And we'll continue to discuss this. Okay.
All right.
So by the end of this, you'll be able to identify some benefits of time management and prioritizing your time so that you're not feeling rushed or feeling anxious about what you're doing. And you'll also be able to review some tools to help you with planning your time effectively. So those are the outcomes of this presentation. Now, we'll start off with the purpose. So what's the purpose of time management? And the purpose of time management is
Purpose.
knowing what tasks to do, knowing what order to do them in, scheduling time accordingly, and following that schedule.
right? Understood?
That's the purpose. Are there any questions about that?
No, let me just
Does
explain to
anyone?
them. Let me just make sure that. So पहले कि आपको क्या काम करना है दिन में, क्या क्या काम करने हैं, आपको किस ऑर्डर में करना है वो काम, पहली चीज कौन सी, आखिरी चीज कौन सी ऑर्डर में डालना है, फिर आपको अपना टाइम स्केड्यूल करना है, दिन में कितना टाइम आप स्पेंड करोगे ये काम करते हो, एंड फिर स्केड्यूल को फॉलो करना है, ठीक है, 4 steps. Alright, any questions?
No.
Clear?
Hmm.
Okay.
Thank you. So the question is often asked, and it's a valid question. Why do you think it is possible for two people who are assigned the exact same task to be finished at different times? So what do you think? Why is it if you have homework and I have homework, why is it that I get it done at a different time? Or how come it takes longer for me and it takes you just a little bit of time?
Right. You are managing. Two people are doing the same thing. होमवर्क आपको मिला है, मुझे मिला है, हम दोनों कर रहे हैं, बट एक जल्दी खत्म करो, दूसरा देर से खत्म करो, क्या फर्क है?
Because first one is preparing like time schedule when we have to do and what we have to do at what time.
So
First one
managing
is
his time,
preparing, yeah.
basically.
And
That is
second
the
one is
main
not.
difference.
Second one is doing like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good. Anything else?
Any other reason? That's the only reason, yeah? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think they have any other reason.
Okay, that's fine. So with this, the reason that is because I know we've been saying the words time management, but time management is actually it's a misnomer. It's not a good way to say it. We are actually not managing time. Time is running and we don't have control over the time. But what do we have control of? We have control of ourselves. So you actually manage yourself within the time that you have. Okay? So what I'm going to show you now are some tools to help you manage yourself within the time that you have. Okay? Really, everybody gets the same 24 hours in a day, right?
दिन में सबको 24 घंटे मिलते हैं. Depends on how you.
Okay? So this is what I'm going to show you. This is the time management matrix. I don't know, some of you may have seen this before. But basically, how do you decide what you're going to do in a day? What are the two things that help you decide how you're going to plan your time? And I gave it away on the slides, so you have clues on the side. There's two things. What are those two things?
Yeah. Two things. दो चीजें जो आपको समझ में आ रही है, जो आपको पता चल रही है, इम्पोर्टेंट है. आपको
What are the two criteria?
Urgent. Important and urgent.
Very good, very good. How important something is and how urgent it is. So importance and urgency. So we've broken them out into 4 different quadrants. There's important, not urgent, and urgent. And there's different quadrants that your tasks will fall into depending on its importance and its urgency. So can you tell me what does it mean for something to be important?
इम्पोर्टेंट का मतलब क्या हुआ? Like अगर कोई काम है इम्पोर्टेंट है
तो वो पहले कर देना चाहिए.
प्रायोरिटी, हाई प्रायोरिटी, राइट?
High priority, what else? What else does important mean?
महत्व.
Yeah, basically it has to be done, right? Something that has to be done.
Okay, and what else does important mean in terms of what does it mean to you?
Important. Anything else? Important.
It starts with a V.
No, I don't think I have any clue right now.
No? Okay, that's fine. It has you place a lot of value on things that are important, right?
Yes.
It's high value. Okay?
High value.
And what does urgent mean?
Okay.
बहुत ही जरूरी है ये करना चाहिए.
कुछ खत्म करना है मतलब वो. So urgent is something that has to be done immediately.
That's right. You got it. It has to be done immediately. There's a time factor. If it's not done right away, bad things might happen, right? So there's a time factor there. So based on that criteria, we can break out our tasks into these four quadrants. It's either important and not urgent, or not important, not urgent, important, urgent. Okay? So there's different quadrants. I'll go through each one by one. The first one is not important and not urgent. So these are the types of activities that are not productive, and it's really things that won't bring any value to your life, and it's not urgent. Can you think of any things that may fit in that quadrant for you?
TV.
Ah, TV. Yeah, what else? Anything else?
Suffering on phones, cell phones.
That could be productive. They think surfing on the over phone or something, social media.
Social media. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so we get an understanding of what not important and not urgent is. That's good. The next one is what we call deception. This one is a little bit not so obvious, but these are things that are not important, but at that time you feel like it's very, very urgent. Okay? Now, this is what we call deception, because you think that you really need to do these things, but you really don't. Um, really, so for the first one, let me go back. For this quadrant, you should only be spending 1% of your time here. Okay, 1% of your time should be spent in this quadrant here. So 1% of your day. In this quadrant, these are things that you think are urgent, but they're not really, they don't add much value to your life. So things like answering emails, maybe, or if somebody comes to you and says, I need to do this thing right now, can you come and help me? They might be urgent for them, but it might not be urgent for you. But you might think that you need to stop what you're doing and go do that right away. Okay? I'm not sure what you guys, because for us, like in the workforce, I guess we would think things like emails, but I'm not sure what you guys might put in that category.
No, I'm giving them context. I got it. तो मतलब कोई दोस्त है, ये डिसेप्शन कहते हैं. डिसेप्शन क्यों? क्योंकि आपको लगता है कि ये काम इम्पोर्टेंट है, बट एक्चुअली कोई वैल्यू नहीं ऐड कर रहा है ये काम आपकी लाइफ में. जैसे कोई दोस्त आ गया आपका, कोई दोस्त आके आपको बोलता है कि ये काम मुझे करना है, इम्पोर्टेंट है मेरे लिए. आपको लगता है कि आपके लिए भी इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाता है, और आप सब कुछ अपना छोड़ के जाके मदद करो. हाँ, एग्जाम टाइम पे जब आपको अपनी पढ़ाई करनी होती है, उसके नोट्स हो गए, तो उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, आप अपना टाइम गवा रहे हो लूजिंग आउट, राइट? Time you could be spending studying or whatever, you're actually spending it whatever अपने दोस्त की मदद करने में. ठीक है? So it seems important, urgent to you, but it is actually not. It's not adding any value to your life. Alright? Alright, Ebony.
Thank you. So here, you should only be spending about 10% of your time here in deception. The next one is called necessity. So these are things that are important and urgent. So these are tasks that maybe you leave to the very last minute. Things like maybe you had an exam tomorrow and you're studying just the night before. And so it's important and it's urgent because it's coming up tomorrow. Or you forgot to put gas in your car and your car runs out of gas. That happens to me sometimes. and you left it to the last minute to put gas, or your bike tire goes out and you have no choice, you need to get new tires because you won't be able to ride your bike, right? So these are crisis situations, and what we call this is necessity. It's important and it's urgent. Any questions?
यहाँ पे समझ में आ गया आपको what goes into this urgent important मतलब कि आपने जो ऐसे कोई टास्क आपने डिले कर रहे हो मतलब कल एग्जाम के लिए पढ़ाई है फॉर एग्जांपल आप डिले करो और आखिरी दिन पे आगे हो रहे हो तो वो इस कैटेगरी में आ जाएगा ठीक है कि आपको करना ही करना है हाई प्रायोरिटी है आपके लिए मतलब यू हैव टू डू इट हाई प्रायोरिटी एंड इट इज अर्जेंट यू हैव टू फिनिश इट टुडे ओके तो इसका है अभी you got these three quadrants right समझ में आ गए what goes in what quadrant all right brings इससे क्या तो स्ट्रेस आता है बर्नआउट क्राइसिस मैनेजमेंट क्राइसिस की तरह लगता है आपको इस पर्टिकुलर चीज मुझे करना ही करना है ठीक है ऑलराइट एवरी गुड
Okay. And then the last one is quality and personal leadership. So this is the place where you want to spend the majority of your time. You want to spend your time on things that are important, but they're not urgent. So you have the time to take your time, work on them the way you want to work on them. It's like your schoolwork or projects that you're working on, or spending time with your family, or being a good friend, being a good family member, all of those things. This is where you want to spend the majority of your time in a given day. Okay? And this gives you the time to do things and do them well, and you'll develop your own credibility and the ability to do valued work. Okay? It brings vision, perspective, balance, discipline, and control. Okay? Now, what happens is a lot of times when you leave things to the last minute or you procrastinate, things fall down into this quadrant, the necessity quadrant. Okay, I don't know if you can see my mouse.
yeah they can see
Okay, so things fall down here when you don't take the time to do these things, and spend your time doing these wisely. So now that you know about the 4 quadrants, I'm going to show you a video that explains these things, okay? And really, you'll get a better understanding after the video about how to plan your time out and what to do first, okay? These are the things you should be doing first, things that are important but not urgent. Okay? So I hope the video works.
okay what was the video you got the 4 quadrants right
Okay, hold on. Can you hear it?
no we can't hear it
Oh.
subtitles
Okay, I'm gonna put the titles. Oops.
CC
Should I just okay? Let me try it now.
yeah ये जा रही है ये समझो कि आपके दिन का टाइम है ठीक है इसमें आप क्या भर रहे हो बेसिकली आपके दिन में आप क्या ये टास्क है बेसिकली सामान ही रिप्रेजेंट करता है टास्क ठीक है वो छोटी छोटी चीजें जो होती है जहाँ पे तुम्हें मतलब फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में जब बात करें ना वो चीजें अगर आप पहले उसको भर दोगे अपना दिन वो सब करने में छोटी छोटी चीजें तो बड़े बड़े टास्क जो हैं जो इम्पोर्टेंट है ये जो छोटे वाले ये आपके जो इम्पोर्टेंट नॉट अर्जेंट वाले टास्क है और जो सबसे बड़े वाले हैं वो है अर्जेंट इम्पोर्टेंट वाले ठीक है यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है अभी उसमें देखा फिट नहीं कर पाए ना सब चीजें उस जात में नीचे पहले आपने सब छोटे छोटे काम किए, उसके ऊपर फिर से भी इम्पोर्टेंट काम, फिर उसके बाद बड़े कर और उसके बाद वही रॉक्स बाहर है गए। अभी इसको ये अलग तरीके से आप भरोगे, पहले पहले इम्पोर्टेंट वर्ड, ओके, उसके बाद जो नेक्स्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, उसके बाद आखिर में जो छोटे छोटे काम। Make sense? सब कुछ फिट हुए जहाँ में, everything fit in a job. That's your day. So that's how you need to plan your day. That was the first thing that you're supposed to take care of in a day is the urgent important tasks. And after that, important not urgent. Important not urgent में जितने ज़्यादा टास्क आएंगे, आप अपने आप को बेटर प्लान करोगे, आपके ज़्यादा टास्क उसको urgent मानना शुरू होंगे अपने आप ऑटोमेटिक, यहाँ पे कम हो जाएंगे। उसके बाद फिर लफाड़ेगिरी जो करना है यहाँ पे। ऑलराइट, ऑलराइट एवरी।
Thank you. Thanks for that. So now when you look at the matrix, now we can fill it in with what we just saw in the video. So these are the big rocks. These are what you have to put in first. Okay? Sorry, my slides are out of order, but I'm gonna put them all in. So the big rocks are what you put in first.
Okay.
Then you put in the smaller rocks. Then you fill it with the sand. Those are the other little things. And then you can even add water if you wanted to after. And those are the little fun stuff, the TV, the fun, social media, going out and doing fun stuff.
Okay.
So these are the order, this is the order in which you have to do it in big rocks first. Okay? Because as you saw, when you put those in first, it fills the jar. It fits into your time better.
Okay.
So my advice to you is to plan your big rocks. So you can use this matrix, and I don't know if you want to just take some time you can draw it on a piece of paper and start to put in tasks that are related to yourself in each of these quadrants. Okay? So I put these in for myself. So non-productive time, those are the things that I'm going to do. And then these and that. So those are some examples of things that I need to do. So these are what I'm going to do first because this is important. Then I got to do this because this is a necessity. If I don't do it, I'm in big, big trouble. And then I got to do this stuff just because I have to. It's not that important, but I have to do it. And then I'm going to have time to do this stuff after.
Understood? So will you be able to manage your tasks? Divide kar sakte ho? Will you be able to put it in these quadrants? You understood the difference between all the tasks, right? How are you supposed to fit them in these quadrants? Right? Clear? Any questions? Hello? Sure? Are you sure? No questions? Alright, they're good.
They're good. Okay. So once you figure out your big rocks, which are in this quadrant, then I would ask you to go to your calendar. So it's perfect timing because today's the first day of June, and you're going to put your big rocks into your calendar. Okay? Transfer them onto your calendar, and then that way, if somebody like your mom or somebody comes to you and says, I need you to do something, you can pull out your calendar and say, well, let me check my schedule. And that way they will be very impressed with you, and they will say, oh my goodness, you are so organized and you have everything planned out. So even if they say you need to do some chores, you can say, well, let me check my calendar because I have some really important things that are on my calendar.
अब समझ रहा है क्या? बेसिकली कि आप अपने स्केड्यूल बनाओ, जो भी बिग रॉक्स हैं, you have to spread it out on the calendar. तो कल को आके आपको बोलता है, आपकी मम्मी भी आके बोलती है कि अरे मेरा ये काम करना है, तो आप अपना स्केड्यूल निकाल के मैम मम्मी को बोलना कि
मेरा
ऑलरेडी फिक्स है, मुझे ये करना है पहला, मैं आपका काम नहीं कर सकती. Sorry, I'll do it tomorrow day after. I'm free on this particular day. I can do it on this particular day. All right. So you're clear on everything,
Okay.
right? Understood the concept. Will you be able to apply it? Can I bank on you to apply it? All right.
Do you have any questions?
Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Any have any doubts related to आपके? Do you understood the deception wala story? Understood right? Exactly what happens over there. You understood what goes in there, right? Okay. So ma'am says that for her, emails come under that category because according to her, she has to do that. But for her, it's not like important. It's not really important to her. So that's all. All right. So clear in the session. All right.
Do you guys have any examples of your big rocks? Are there anything you can think of right now of your
अभी
big
आपके
rocks
साथ.
that you need to put on your
Immediately आपके
calendar
साथ.
so far?
कोई बड़े रॉक्स आपके अभी इमीडिएटली आपको करने हैं अभी इस महीने में. Any examples in your mind? Your results and all are done. You're not applying for further studies. No further studies. No plans. So right now you have nothing. Yeah, absolutely. Your calendar is free. Is that what you're telling me?
So you have lots of time to do whatever you want, right?
Yeah. So they have no clue right now. I'm going to push them to do this right now. All right.
Okay, good. So thank you. I appreciate your time today, guys, and thank you for being patient. And I'm glad the audio worked today.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ebony. That was brilliant, actually. The video
Thank
helped.
you.
I think the video helped them a lot. That's why I saw
Okay.
your presentation and I was like, it's brilliant. You have to do this in these kids.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, take care.
Take care.
Hope
Have
to
a
talk
nice
to you
day.
soon, okay?
Sure.